Have you ever wondered what makes certain foods so incredibly luxurious? We're talking about those dishes that feel like a special occasion in every single bite. Today, we're diving deep into the story of one such delicacy, the goat cheese truffle. How did this seemingly simple combination of goat cheese and truffles become a symbol of gourmet dining and one of the most sought-after expensive foods on the planet? Get ready, because the story is as rich and complex as the food itself. To truly understand the value of a goat cheese truffle, we have to look at its two-star ingredients separately. Let's start with goat cheese. Now, cheese from goat's milk is nothing new. In fact, it's one of the earliest dairy products ever made by humans, with evidence tracing it back over 10,000 years to the Fertile Crescent. For millennia, it was a rustic, humble food, a staple for shepherds and farmers. It was valued for its tangy flavor and how easy it was to produce, especially in rugged terrains where goats thrive but cows struggle. For most of history, goat cheese was peasant food. So, what changed? The transformation really began in France, specifically in the Loire Valley. In the 8th century, according to legend, Moorish forces left their goats behind after being defeated in battle. The locals started using these goats to make cheese, and over centuries they perfected their craft. Each small village developed its own unique recipe, its own special shape, and its own aging process. Cheeses like Crottin de Chevignal and Saint-Maur de Touraine became regional treasures. But they were still just the original. It wasn't until the 20th century, with the rise of modern transportation and a growing interest in terroir, the idea that a food's flavor is shaped by the specific environment it comes from, that these artisanal French goat cheeses started gaining international fame. Chefs in Paris and beyond began to feature them, celebrating their unique, complex flavors that were so different from cow's milk cheeses. Suddenly, humble goat cheese was becoming chic. Now, let's talk about the other half of our dynamic duo, the truffle. If goat cheese had a long, slow climb from humble beginnings, truffles have always been shrouded in mystery and luxury. These elusive fungi grow underground, near the roots of specific trees like oak and hazelnut. They can't be cultivated in the traditional sense. They have to be foraged. For centuries, this was done with specially trained pigs, and now more commonly dogs, who can sniff out their powerful, earthy aroma from deep within the soil. The ancient Greeks and Romans were fascinated by them, believing they were created by lightning strikes. During the Middle Ages, they were viewed with suspicion by the Church, sometimes associated with the devil because of their mysterious origins. But the Renaissance brought truffles back into favor with a vengeance. They became the ultimate status symbol at the lavish courts of French and Italian nobility. King Louis XIV of France was reportedly obsessed with them. The famous 18th century gastronome Brillat-Savarin called them the diamond of the kitchen. Their scarcity, the difficulty in finding them, and their incredibly intense, unique flavor profile musky, garlicky, and utterly unforgettable cemented their status as one of the most expensive ingredients in the world. A single pound of rare white Alba truffles can fetch thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. So, we have goat cheese, the rustic staple turned artisanal star, and we have truffles, the timeless diamond of the kitchen. When did these two powerhouses finally meet? The exact moment is hard to pinpoint, but the concept really took off in the late 20th century. During the explosion of what we call nouvelle cuisine and the rise of the celebrity chef, this culinary movement was all about using fresh, high-quality ingredients, lighter preparations, and creative, unexpected pairings. Chefs were looking for ways to dazzle diners with new flavor combinations. Imagine being a chef in the 1980s or 90s. You have this beautiful, creamy, tangy goat cheese. It's got a bright, acidic quality. And then you have this incredibly aromatic, earthy, savory truffle. Someone, somewhere, had a stroke of genius. They realized that the tang of the goat cheese could cut through the richness of the truffle, while the creamy texture of the cheese would be the perfect carrier for that intoxicating truffle aroma. It was a match made in culinary heaven. The acidity of the cheese brightens the deep umami notes of the truffle, and the earthiness of the truffle adds incredible depth and complexity to the cheese. The initial creations were likely simple, fresh goat cheese infused with shaved black truffles or truffle oil, but the concept quickly evolved. Chefs started rolling logs of goat cheese in finely chopped truffles, creating a stunning visual contrast between the bright white cheese and the dark truffle coating. Then came the truffle in the confectionery sense. Small, bite-sized balls of creamy goat cheese, often mixed with herbs or other seasonings, and then generously coated in minced black truffle. This wasn't just a dish, it was an experience. It looked like a luxurious chocolate truffle, but one bite revealed a savory explosion of flavor that was completely unexpected and utterly decadent. This new creation, the goat cheese truffle, was the perfect storm of luxury. It took the now fashionable artisanal goat cheese and paired it with the ultimate symbol of culinary extravagance, the truffle. It was visually stunning, texturally delightful, creamy on the inside, with a slight bite on the outside, and its flavor profile was off the charts. It quickly became a must-have item on the menus of Michelin-starred restaurants and high-end bistros around the world. So, why are they so expensive? First, the cost of the ingredients is staggering. As we discussed, authentic truffles are incredibly pricey. Even a small amount of real black truffle adds significantly to the cost. Second, artisanal goat cheese, made in small batches with high-quality milk, is far more expensive than mass-produced cheese. Then there's the labor. Crafting these perfect little spheres, ensuring the balance of flavors is just right, and carefully coating them is a meticulous, time-consuming process. You're not just paying for ingredients. You're paying for the skill, the artistry, and the time of a trained chef. And finally, you're paying for the status. Serving goat cheese truffles is a statement. It says you appreciate the finer things, that you understand the history and craftsmanship behind what you're eating. It's a food that's steeped in stories, the story of ancient shepherds, of French kings, of treasure-hunting dogs, and of innovative, modern chefs. From the rugged mountains where goats have grazed for millennia to the most exclusive dining rooms in the world. The journey of the goat cheese truffle is a fascinating tale of transformation. It's a story of how two ingredients, one humble and one historically lavish, came together to create something entirely newer modern icon of gourmet food. The next time you see one on a menu, you'll know you're not just looking at an appetizer. You're looking at a small, delicious piece of culinary history. Thank you so much for joining me on this delicious journey today. If you enjoyed learning about the story behind our food, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of gastronomy. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Until next time, stay curious and stay hungry.